coordinator Dr. Venkatramanan, and
This call is now being recorded.
on behalf of students and management, I welcome you for this session, sir.
Thank you.
HOD sir. Venkatramanan sir. Sir, are you in the line, sir? Venkatramanan sir.
Hello, Shankar.
Sir, can we start the session, sir?
Okay, guest to join, huh?
Yes, sir. Sir, now only join, sir.
Okay, we will start. First of all, good morning to all of you. On behalf of Vivekananda Educational Institutions, particularly Vivekananda College of Technology for Women, I warm welcome Mr. Kannan, Senior Manager, Walters Kluwer International Limited, Chennai. He worked with so many multinational companies like CTS, Wipro, and having wide experience around 16 plus years of experience in the software industry. And he successfully completed many projects and visited so many countries in his experience. Now he visited our college through online to give his and share his knowledge with you people. Everyone, we are having the doubt after completion of the degree what we are going to do. Either we are going to working with some other companies or going to going for any startups. So everyone, we are in the dilemma. So in this time, in this crucial time, I think his speech will be a better solution for your dilemmas. I mean, so everyone, they are seeking a job after completion of their degree, but people may not think why not a startups. So for that, what are the things we need? What should we know before going for a startup? So everything, suppose for example, if you know something about the startup, then you can go easily for that. But if you not know anything about the startup or what are all the necessary things we should have before, it is very difficult to go for the startups. So I think he is the right person to give such kind of information to you people today. Sure, it will be an eye-opening session for you in the view of startups after completion of your degree. So again, I warm welcome Mr. Kannan to share his experience with our people. Students, please enjoy the talk and enrich your knowledge in the view of startups after completion of your degree. Thank you for giving the chance to conduct like a program in our to our students. In this time, I want to thank our principal, Dr. Devi Madam, as well as our chairman, Professor Dr. Karunanidhi sir, and I wish to thank each and everyone in our Vivekananda management. So further, this session will hand over to Mr. Kannan. Mr. Kannan, welcome you once again. You can start the session now.
Yeah, thank you, Venkat, for the warm welcoming. So once again, good morning to everyone. So hope you and your family is safe and healthy in this pandemic. So stay safe and stay healthy. So let me present. I have one small presentation. So let me know when you're seeing my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it is visible, Kannan.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so mainly before we start or before we get into the new job or searching for a new job, we need to understand what is internship, That's what I'm going to start today. Um, so this is the today's agenda, technology update. Um, so what the current technology occupies the current industry here, what's the latest technology? It's occupies most of the industry now. And next will be what is internship and the learning from internship, what you could learn from the internship and prepare yourself for internship. And finally, the opportunities you have after you complete your internship. You can stop me anytime for any questions. Okay to answer. So first we'll see technology update. So one technology is leading all the industries. It's a major technology. It's growing technology. Already we have the technology, but it's not that much improved or that much famous. But now that is coming very famous, and all the industries are started using that technology. So do you know any guess what is the technology? Hey, I want to have this session as an interactive session, not a one-way session, just giving the input and the things. I want to have an interactive session. So any questions, anything, you can stop me anytime. Okay, so the technology we are currently working, or the all industries working, is artificial intelligence. That's a major technology now. It's occupying all the industry. Every industry, starting from small industry and big industry, all are moving towards this artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence? So artificial intelligence is, it's like a machine. It's not like a machine, it's a machine that learns from experience. It experience and adjusts themselves and perform human-like task. Whatever task we are doing, it's same task will be done by machines. That is happening themselves. That's what the program, they done the program in the machines. They help themselves or they serve purpose themselves. Also, it enables to mimic perceptions, learnings, problem solvings, and decision making. Sometimes it also take the decision themselves like human. So knowingly or unknowingly, we are living with artificial intelligence. For example, mobile phone. Mobile phone we have right now. Most of the people have smartphones. In smartphones, we have artificial intelligence. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are having that. So starting from mobile phones through big industry, all the industries moving towards artificial intelligence. A few examples for artificial intelligence, what kind of artificial intelligence we are living with. So first one's face recognition. So you might know that many smartphones have these features. When you open the camera, uh, it will detect the face. When you open the camera, it will detect the face, identify the face, and for the photo. That's a first, or I cannot say first, it's a one of the artificial intelligence we have in our mobile phone. So many people, they know, maybe they don't know what the technology began this functional or application that is called artificial intelligence. Speech recognition. Now, speech recognition is another area where we are improving. All the industries improving. Like we have Siri and Alexa. You might know, are aware of this name, Siri and Alexa. It's a classic example of speech recognition which understand and interact with voice response of human language. It understand our native language. That's what they designed like that. Understand the native language and try to translate that and get the answer for you. For example, if you ask Siri, if you open the Siri is a iPhone or Apple application, Alexa from the Amazon. So if you ask Alexa, Alexa, what is the weather today in Chennai? It will give the answer. It will give what is the weather and what is the temperature and what's the humidity. Everything it will pull the data from central and it will give you that. That is called speech recognition. That designed based on the artificial intelligence. And virtual agent, or we can call it chatbot. Now, if you open any major sites like banks or any major websites portal, you can see in right down corner, that's a pop-up coming. It's a kind of chart. So it's again, it's artificial intelligence, a virtual agent. it's a machine again. It will ask the question, hey, what are you looking for? So it asks few questions, pre-defined question. If you answer the question, again, another question will answer or drive you through the solutions or queries you are looking for. So that is again designed based on the virtual agent design based on the artificial intelligence. That's called chatbot. Self-driving cars. I'm not sure whether how many of you are aware of that. This self-driving cars is designed based on artificial intelligence. It's currently working, and currently in US they are using that. So it's like kind of autopilot. You don't need to drive, you don't need to give the direction. There will not be any driver in that. Just get into the car, give the locations. It will pull you. It will drive you through the particular location. It follows the traffic rules. It follows the objects. It identifies objects around the car. It may be another car is coming behind that, or another car coming behind beside that, or in front of that, any objects crossing over there. It will identify everything, and based on the identification, based on the object identification, it making decisions themselves. Whether they should be stopped or it will be fast, slow. It will identify all the boards and other things, signals, everything. It will identify. That's what currently in use. Many cars available in US. So this is a major technology. Now we are driving, or now we are moving towards this technology. Not only this, also another technology. I cannot say it's a technology, but it's another major part in IT industry is cloud. So cloud is now, earlier how it was. Earlier we have machines, we have computer, laptops in our system. If anything you want to install, let's say if you want to install software, OS or MS Office or anything you want to install, somebody has to come into our place and they will install the software in our machine. And similarly for the industry, for the IT companies, they have their own setup, they have their own server room. Each and every one has the laptops, and they have to install that softwares in their laptops. For websites and portals, they have their own servers and they'll be centralized, and they will install all the softwares, record softwares that will be maintained by the particular company. And it's also heavily cost because each and every hardware and software that will be cost more. But the cloud is another major thing is happening now. You might aware of that. Google AWS, Microsoft Azure, it's a cloud computing, and IBM cloud. These are three major things now occupy the industry for cloud. So it's a kind of virtual machine. You will not have a physical machine or physical software in your system. It can be installed. Uh, it can be located in the particular server or particular page, and in that page all the softwares, all the hardwares will be there. You need to pay for just what you are using, not like what we have already. Whether you're using the software or not using the software, you have to already paid and you're using in the local machine. But when you move to computing or cloud computing, whatever you're using, you have to pay that. Otherwise there is no pay for that. You can turn off the servers, it will be zero cost. So that is what now the companies are moving, because also maintenance wise very less. They will take up the maintenance. We are not going to maintain that one software or hardware, everything. Just we need to pay for that, and whatever requirement software we need to install that. That is what all the companies are moving. Even Amazon, or in our company, all the machines we are using Microsoft Azure. We are not using the machines in local. All the softwares, other things we are using Azure. So I'm pausing here for 1 minute. Any questions?
Students, feel free to ask any questions if you have, because it's want to be always an interactive session.
Okay, fine. I'll move to next topic. So what is internship? Internship, we are going to see in and out of internship. So internship, is it a jolly trip to industry? just we are grouping two to three or five, more than five people, and going for internship in the company and enjoying the day and coming out. So it's a jolly trip? Absolutely not. It's not a jolly trip. This is the first step you are taking, the first step you are taking in your career path. So you have to be cautious and you need to be prepared for internship. That's the first place you are learning everything on the industry. First place you are coming out of the comfort zone. Now you are in comfort zone. You are moving or coming out of the comfort zone when you move into internship. So internship is short term work experience offered by companies. So any new graduates or freshmen, because always company look for fresh mind, because the fresh mind always have the new ideas. uh, I Mainly they are looking for new ideas, because freshmen can always have new ideas, new challenges they can able to solve. So that's what they are offering the experience or offering the work experience for the employees or students. Again, internship is structured learning. So what is structured learning? Structured learning, it's like a kind of uh, the the process or the day you are when you start in the internship, they have the structured they have the process in place. So when you get into the any company, they have a process like how to log in, what is the purpose of login, and what the next step or what is the agenda. You'll get the agenda from the supervisor or mentor. So they'll go through that, you have to do this activity in particular day, this is a task you assigned for you. So there's a process, these are learnings they have, these are the learnings they planned for. So well ahead they planned all the things in a day, before a day, and they'll give it to you the learnings or give you to the agenda. This is what you have to follow that. So there is a structured and professional way in the companies that you learn from internship, and that also you will gain value work experience. You'll get more experience when you get into the internship. So after you start internship, there'll be a mentor, experienced mentor. It could be one to one or it could be one to many. One mentor can handle multiple resources, or sometimes one to one. They will provide you the guidance, what to do, what should not do, and also they will provide the feedback. This feedback is very helpful. You need to get the feedback. If mentor is not or supervisor is not giving the feedback, feel free to ask the feedback. That's where you are getting the value or getting your actual worth or actual how you are performing. Until unless you get the feedback, you will not able to change your career or change your skill. That's a major thing. You have to always keep reaching mentor and ask questions and get the feedback. Also, internship is creating an opportunity, expand your professional network. So now you have all friends and other things. You have the network. We can face social medias now, all the things. But when you get into internship, it's a professional network. Could be the internally in the company, you'll get the professional, all the professional engineers available. You can get the new contacts. So that will help even if you are working in the same company or after a complete internship, you come out of the company. That network, that contact will help you in your career path. So make sure that as much as possible, as much as contacts you get in the internship or in a company, that help you in future. It also provides opportunity to learn technologies. Technologies, like we have two things. One is hard skill and soft skill. So what is hard skill? Hard skills, technical knowledge you learn. It could be any language, Java, C Sharp, .NET, anything, the technology, or any niche skill. Niche skill, we are saying DevOps. DevOps is nothing but uh, they are saying continuous improvement. Continuously, they are seeing the improvement. Continuously, they are looking for the improvement. That's a separate. That's a DevOps. We are using the Windows Azure, or Google AWS. The DevOps is they are connect. They are a bridge between the developers and the client, and the continuous improvement or the next level of improvement. And data analysis is a key part for any company. Without this knowledge, without this skill, it's very difficult to work or very difficult to improve. So data analysis, what is data analysis? Generally, when we get the feedback or when we get the issues from customer, what we do, we get the last 1 year data from the customer. We do complete analysis of the data. So what kind of issues they are raising, what kind of situations the issues they are raising, in what kind of area they are raising the issues. It could be the communication, it could be the software, it could be the hardware, or anything, or it could be the resolution we provided. So many things happening. So we do deep dive on the data analysis. Based on the analysis, we find out the pattern and we find out the areas of improvement. Based on the data analysis, that only we can able to see where we need to focus in next step. What is the improvement, or what are the areas we need to do the improvement? That is based on the data analysis. Again, the troubleshooting, that's another key. We need to capable of troubleshoot as soon as we get the issues from the customer, or as soon as we get the issues from any team members. We need to capable of doing the troubleshooting. We need to identify the issues, at least until unless we resolve the issues. Until unless you identify the issues, we will not be able to resolve that. You need to spend more time to identify the issues. That's what we call troubleshooting. Now last one is, it's a top 5 or top 5, top 4 I can say, it's a hard skill. So next one, last one is tools. What are the tools available in this company? Many companies, they're using different tools. Not all the companies using same tools. They had different type of tools. For development, they had different type of tools. For source controlling, uh, source control is nothing but storage of the code we are developing. So that's a source control, they call it as. They different tools. SVN we have, Microsoft TFS we have. These are the tools we have. That's all called soft skill. Sorry, hard skill. Soft skill is communication. So communication, it's not like language communication. It's how we communicate to each other, how we communicate to peers, how we communicate to mentor, or how we communicate to next level leadership team, or how we communicate to clients. That's called communication. That's a key, another key soft skill. So when you communicate to the client, that's a protocol we need to follow. So this is what you have to do, this is what you should not do. This is the communication you have to follow when you talk to client. When this is the follow, this is a process you need to follow when you communicate to peers or communicate to um, supervisors. So that is called communication. We have many, there's a special courses available in Outmarket. You can Google it. What is the communication? How to communicate in the IT industry? You could lot documents or PDFs related to communications. So problem solving, it's similar to troubleshooting, but again, problem solving is not only for software industry or not only for the technical problem solving. You need to be solve all the problems whatever coming with you. It could be, let's say, if resource manager, one resource or one manager is managing the resources, 3 to 4 resources, 4 resources. So maybe we'll get the issues from the resources, resource wise issues. We need to take a decision. We need to understand, gather all the information from the resources and identify what is the issue, and we need to solve that issue. So could be the contact between the peers, or contact between the resources, or any of the software related issues, or any related hardware related issues, or management related issues. So those things come under problem solving. And time management, that's another key. You have to manage your time. When you start internship, plan for your time. If you got like 8 hours of work, they're saying that, then what in 8 hours, what are the activities you are going to perform in the 8 hours? You have to plan for that and keep splitting that task as a time, like half an hour task, a 1 hour task, 2 hours task, based on task critical and task complexity. Define that and do the time management. That will help you in future, as well as they help you to get more knowledge, or help you to complete the task on a day. Any questions? Okay. So learning, what is the learning we can get from internship? what kind of learnings we have. So here I listed only major or few learnings, not all the learnings I can able to cover in this one slide or one day. We have many learnings, so I covered only few learnings here. So first learning, as I already mentioned, it will help you to develop your knowledge and skill in a particular area. So in the internship, when you get into internship, some internship they'll more focus on the technology, particular technology. Let's say if you're more focused on the Microsoft technology, then you'll get more learning, more knowledge on the particular technology. Microsoft, we have a wide variety, wide range of technologies available from Microsoft. So that sometimes the internship, the particular on the non-Microsoft technologies, Oracle technologies, or different other different technologies. So based on the internship, based on the company they are using, because all the companies using different software, different technologies. So based on the technology they are using, you'll get trained. So make sure that you are getting that particular knowledge on the particular area. And after or during the internship, you learn how the business works, what are challenges they have faced on daily basis. So business is not as usual every day. It's not like a regular business. If you see hardware industry or automobile industry, it's a regular business. They'll prepare the automobiles or prepare the machines or prepare the tools, gadgets. It's a regular. It will not change. They'll define the process that will do the work. But whereas when you come into IT industry, it's not like that. Every day, its business is changing. Business in out term, you can say they are doing the development, they are doing the product, they are delivering to customer. That is the outline. But when you get into in deep, it's not like way we are thinking. It's not a regular day every time we are going. Sometimes we are facing issues, sometimes we are facing some challenges on the software. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand the requirement from the customer. It's not easy to, some customers they will provide the enough detail, some customers they don't, because they are also not aware of that what they want. So many challenges, many things happening in the IT industry every day. So every day you will see new challenges and new learnings. So challenges is, we need to welcome the challenges, because that's where you need to get more knowledge. That's where you get learnings. If it is not a challenging work, it's a regular task, a regular work, you will not learn. If you get the challenge work, then that's where you'll get more knowledge. And as already mentioned, the new contacts you get from professional as well as personal. Sometimes after professional also you'll get you very attached to the peers in the company. So you'll get the personal contact as well. When you come out of the company, it'll be like a friend's contact you'll get. So that will help you the knowledge, sharing the knowledge, other things. And also you can learn from internship, like integrity, commitment, and self motivation. So self motivation, that's very important. Both commitment and self motivation, very important, because some resources they seek for motivation from supervisor or mentor, some they do self motivation. So self motivation really we need, because we need to motivate ourselves, then only you can learn new things, you can do the activities, you can achieve new things. If you don't have self motivation, it's very difficult to achieve. Always, anyway, you have mentors, you have supervisors will watch you, and they'll correct the things if you make any mistakes. That's all we have. But even if we have that options, without self motivation, it's very challenging. And commitment, so if you commit something, you have to do that, you try to do that. See, two things: either commitment we can do our own, we'll try to solve the problem, or we try to complete the assigned task. If you're facing any issues or if you need help, you can feel free to reach out to any peers. Always in IT industry, you have all the persons ready to help you out. So you can reach out to any person. If you are stuck in somewhere, you're not able to commit on the particular task, you can reach out to a person, mentor or peers, they can help you out. And teamwork, so you might know that because in college also you are doing some of the activities as a team. when you do the projects, final year projects, or when you do a group study, other things, it's a teamwork. Teamwork is another strength. We have multiple teams. We have development team, we have QA team, we have continuous improvement team, we have creativity team, multiple teams working for the customer. All the teams, they work together. Unless we work together, we will not able to complete the project. So teamwork is another major part in IT industry. And in internship, you would get a